Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, you lovely people, whichever one it is for you. Welcome back to Lilywhite Lane. I hope that you're all having a really good Friday and starts your weekend wherever you are in the world and whatever you are planning to get up to. And you're all very welcome along to your combined 11 for Manchester City versus Spurs. It's a big game tomorrow night, 5:30 p.m. UK time in Manchester, and both sides need a win. As we always do, heading into these big games in the Premier League for Spurs, I'm going to bring to you fantastic people my combined 11, choosing the best players from Spurs, the best players from Manchester City, and picking a team I would be confident in if there was a Champions League final this weekend. We're not considering injuries. If you don't like it, sod off. No, I'm joking. Look, the whole point of a combined 11 is to choose the best possible team, as I say, and especially heading into this game with the amount of players that Manchester City are missing and Spurs, it would defeat the purpose in my opinion. So, combined 11, let's say both teams have fully fit squads. Who would I choose heading into a Champions League final this weekend? I think the big question is, how many Spurs players get in? Stay tuned to find out. Starting off in goal all day long, it's Vicario. Ederson, no one. Look, obviously, I'm joking. Ederson is unbelievably proven at the top level. I mean, Neuer was the original sweeper keeper, but Reservoir Dogs was the original Tarantino film. Pulp Fiction took it to a whole new level. Pulp Fiction was the global version that everyone knew about. And when you talk about sweeper keepers now, the first guy that comes to my mind isn't Neuer. It's not the first real person to do it. It's the guy who mastered it, and that's Ederson. Ederson, as I say, the best ball-playing goalkeeper in the world. His shot-stopping is very solid. You could make an argument, judging by what we've seen from Vicario so far, that his shot-stopping is slightly better. But Vicario has that weakness of defending set pieces. He turns into Flappy Bird, butterfingers, and can't control the ball with his hands. Whereas Ederson doesn't really have a weakness. He has parts of his game that aren't as good as others. But ball-playing-wise, there's not many better. Ederson starts in goal for me. The back four I would go with, starting off with the centre-back partnership. I'm going to get a Spurs boy in. Based on the last couple of years, if there was a Champions League final this weekend, I would go with Mickey van der Ven, and I would probably go... It's a tough one, because I don't think Romero gets in, but City have so many good centre-backs that you could consider, you know? So many. Akanji, Ake, Ruben Diaz, John Stones. They've got some really, really top quality centre-backs. I would probably go with John Stones. One, for the experience that he brings to the team. And if we're heading into a game this weekend, a big game, you've got the pace of Van der Ven. We've also got the solid old school defender who wins aerial duels, such as John Stones. I think he's experienced, he's proven at the top level, he's top quality. And yeah, I really like Diaz, but he's been a little bit on and off the last couple of years. Ake and Akanji have been very solid players, but have they been doing it as long as John Stones at the top level? No, they haven't. So John Stones, or General John Stones, as Raheem Sterling called him, and Mickey van der Ven. Left back, I'd probably go with Gvardiol. Gvardiol was a centre-back. Pep Guardiola moved him to left-back last season, and since then he's been brilliant in the position. I do rate Udogie, but I don't think he can really, lace Gvardiol's boots. Gvardiol is more dangerous going forward, and he is so much better defensively. So I would go with Gvardiol. Right back. At the minute, it looks like we're doing a predicted 11 for Manchester City this weekend. What are Man City's best 11 when all players are fully fit? No, but you've got to be honest. They've been winning titles the last few years, whilst we've been struggling to get into Europe. Right back, you've got to put Kyle Walker in there. Is he having his best season? No. Is he injured right now? Yes, but we're not considering injuries. If all players were fit, Champions League final this weekend, there is no way I'm going with Pedro Porro due to how complacent he is defensively over Kyle Walker, the quickest defender arguably, well, alongside Mickey van der Ven, one of the quickest defenders, most dangerous going forward and defensively solid. So, an all-City back line. 5 City players in there so far, not looking very good for Spurs. Midfield 3, you have to go with Rodri as the 6. In my opinion, one of the best in the world. It's a real shame he's out injured after winning the Ballon d'Or. He's just outstanding, isn't he? He's outstanding. The 4 losses in a row, it's all started going downhill since they lost him. He's a massive player. Even in the wins before where they didn't have him, they were scraping wins against the likes of Southampton at home. So he really, really makes that side tick. Without him, they'll struggle. Hopefully Spurs can take advantage of that. One of the best players in the world, according to UEFA and FIFA, he is. So Rodri goes in there. This is when we get a Spurs lad in the team. This is when we get a Spurs lad. Midfield alongside Kevin De Bruyne, who would go in there for me. I would have Dejan Kulusevski. I think Kulusevski has been fairly consistent the whole time at Spurs. Last season really stepped up. And so far this season, we've been very on and off. But I would say that he's been our best player. Looks brilliant in the 8. Even better in the 10. When you look at the stats and facts, they prove that Kulusevski, I think, has been a brilliant player. So Kulusevski does get in as the first Spurs player. Left wing, I'm going to go with Heung-min Son. If there is a weak point in Manchester City's team when they have all players, fully fit, not even a weak point, but a slightly less incredible and outrageous point, it is their wingers. So Heung-min Son goes in at left wing. Whilst he hasn't had his best few years, still a proven top quality player, as I say. So Heung-min Son goes in. Up top, Big Dom Solanke. Bash! No, it's not. It's Erling Haaland. It's Erling Haaland, the tapping merchant. Don't come after me. I'm not as thick as Rory Jennings. Yeah, Haaland's outrageous. He's an absolute cyclops. He was made by Elon Musk. Scores like 40 goals a season. It's not fair. Erling Haaland goes in at striker. Right wing. It's a term that's branded around a lot right now by BBC. But anyway, we're not getting political. Right wing. We are going to go with... Put Kulusevski in the midfield. So you've got a few options. You could have, Jack Grealish. Foden can play there for Manchester City. You've got Savio, you've got Doku for Spurs. It's a bit underwhelming for Spurs, to be honest. Richarlison, Brennan Johnson may be on form, but nah, I don't think so. I'm going to go with Doku. He's not everyone's cup of tea. I still like him though. I think Savio by the end of the season will probably get in, but not proven enough. I would go with Jeremy Doku. Quick disclaimer, guys. I put 3 Spurs players in. Not 2 like I kept saying throughout the video. I had a complete brain fart and forgot the fact that I put Mickey van der Ven in my combined 11. So the combined 11 is as follows. Ederson in goal. A centre-back partnership of Mickey van der Ven and John Stones. Kyle Walker at right back. Josko Gvardiol at left back. A midfield 3 of Kevin De Bruyne, Rodri and Dejan Kulusevski, and a dangerous and scary, in the words of Terry Flowers, front 3 of Erling Haaland, the robot himself, Heung-min Son, the legend himself, and Doku, who's just pretty average. But we didn't have many other wingers. Guys, as I say, I apologise that I kept forgetting the fact that I put 3 Spurs players in, 2 Spurs players in. Not a good day, no. You put 3 in, Robbie. Apologies about the brain fart. I don't plan my videos, as I say, what I'm going to say. I don't script them, so completely forgot how many players I put in and forgot that, I put Mickey in. Mickey deserves his place in the team. Before I shoot off, can I ask that if you guys haven't already, you smash that subscribe button, give it a rocky right hook, hit that like button as hard as you can, destroy that notification bell, and once you're done abusing all the buttons on the channel, comment down below your thoughts and opinions and your own combined 11s. Hopefully we get a result tomorrow. Take care, guys. Have a good weekend, and as always, come on you Spurs.